Hey guys, welcome back to the Coon Hub. There's no better way to radicalize people than to get them when their minds can be easily molded. They are coming for our kids with everything they've got. Watch this.
Why it's man-made? Why can't it be people-made? And why is it not human-made? Because aren't women building the Eiffel Tower or something?
These words were written in a patriarchal society, but that is changing now.
Instead of mankind, we start saying humanity. Instead of chairman, say chairperson. And instead of man-made, we say artificial.
A designation or a profession shouldn't be linked with genders. It should be generic.
It's quite obvious that this little girl is being taught to see things from a gendered perspective.
Why is the name man-made? Why can't it be people-made?
Where do you see that?
In social studies it says man-made or natural. Why it's man-made? Why can't it be people-made? And why is it not human-made? Because aren't women building the Eiffel Tower or something?
Yeah.
The word man is also in the word human. Do you also want to get rid of that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Why?
And here, Ibrahim, the question is,
All men and all
who was
men.
saying that?
Abraham Lincoln. Like aren't all women?
No, the full white chair, no, but I know.
All men are created equal. Why aren't women created equal too?
Yes.
Why did he say? Why didn't he say all people are created equal? And also, why is it man-made? Aren't women allowed to build stuff?
It's highly possible she will grow up to be a feminist, hopefully not third wave.
Yes, of course. Yes, it implies women also there, so
It's not nice, right?
And as always, here comes a Tarj that should know better.
You beautiful little Teresa. You're right. Why is it man-made and why is it not people-made? Have women not built it too? Of course they have. And of course it should be people-made.
We live in a society where the patriarchy is so ingrained that no one questions it. It's systemic at this point. So honestly, good on you for asking the question, because that's how it starts. It starts when someone who's born into a world where they're expected to be subservient and stands up and asks why.
So the fact that you noticed it and called it out is already half the battle won. So yay for that. Now, how this could have happened may have been because, many years ago, the men were forced to go out and work and women were forced to stay home and look after the household.
I'm glad you brought up that point. So if men were the ones going out and building stuff, who deserve the right to name them? Men are the ones who have done the dirty work to get civilization to where it is today. So how about contributing equally in all the dirty fields to actually earn that title, women-made?
Now what happened because of that is that there were a lot of men in public and social spaces, majority of men, and that started translating into language. Men started dominating in language as well, and it didn't really evolve at the same pace as humans did.
But what we need to understand is that these words were written in a patriarchal society, but that is changing now. With young kids like you asking these relevant questions, we are changing. The world needs to realize that these words and these rules are not fair.
We all are going out and doing everything, maybe more than men. And it is a time to change those lines, and it should be human-made by now.
I will share an example with you. I also don't feel good or feel nice about the fact that people call me female poet. Or how people call female entrepreneurs or female leaders. A designation or a profession shouldn't be linked with genders. It should be generic, right?
What we can do moving forward is make language more inclusive, not just for men and women, but also more LGBTQ and non-binary inclusive. Now, what we can do is make small changes, like change terminology, replace words. So instead of mankind, we start saying humanity. Instead of chairman, say chairperson. And instead of man-made, we say artificial.
We as the younger generation need to do what we can, particularly those of us in positions of privilege and power, to add to that wave and to fight it, because the future is female.
I'm just sick and tired of hearing those 4 words. The future is female. What does that mean? As if they can get anything done by themselves. How about not asking a guy to help you with anything at work anymore? I'm sure he doesn't need you to move the box, you can't.
I can't wait for you to grow up, break those rules, and make new ones which do not differentiate between man and woman.
You, my little one, are gonna change the world.
I'm honestly sorry for the young ones. Now take a look at your little angel. He or she will play with anyone at school, blind to color, creed, class, or sex, until these monsters are put in front of them in between breaks. Not all of them, obviously. I want to believe that most teachers are good people, but you do have those bad apples. Eventually, years of divisive indoctrination leads to this.
Protests turned destructive in downtown Seattle tonight. Here's what we know as of 10 o'clock. Protests started at about noon today in Seattle, but turned destructive right around 4 p.m. Washington National Guard have been called up to come into Seattle. 75 have been deployed to Seattle tonight. The other 125 will arrive in the city tomorrow.
White people are racist. So I put this up because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, oh, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human.
I don't think she understands that she's being laughed at. College campuses are breeding grounds for this kind of nonsense. Your kids are now being told that they are evil and oppressive. I am a black man that have survived a lot of hardships, and I don't feel oppressed one bit. I don't think most minorities see themselves as victims, but the ones that do are the ones that are given the stage. They are the ones that are being highlighted in the media to represent sane people.
Like that actually, instead of people of color and black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy, that y'all are born into a life to not be human, and that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons. So in this particular way, white people are all racist.
Is it a coincidence that they almost all look like that? I have this to say to all those so-called victims out there. No one owes you anything. White people are just as likely to end up in the streets as any other race if they don't get their act together. You walk or drive past them every day in your Altimas, wishing you could afford a Rolls Royce, while they're sleeping in boxes. Thousands of people around the world wish they were in your position, and I'm pretty sure you'd never want to be suffering anywhere else. So shut your trap, go out, meet people, build relationships, and keep improving. All you're fighting for means nothing when no one wants to be around you. Lastly, leave our children out of your misery. I'm gonna leave this one right there, guys. If you like the video, please like, comment, and share. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, be well.